generally will teach or educate or sell in the way that we would want to be sold to. The challenge with thinking that everyone is like you is not everybody is like you. And while you might find commonalities in your process, just because it would be the way that you would want to be treated doesn't necessarily mean that everybody that you're going to interact with is going to want to be sold or to be educated or told in the way in which you would like to be told if you're on the receiving end on that. One of the things about the subconscious mind or the unconscious mind is it takes everything personally, and we're quite selfish in the sense that, we really like ourselves. And so generally when we find a connection with someone that's just really natural and it just flows, often it's because there's something in that person that's like us, and that's why we feel that unconscious connection to them. The challenge is that, sometimes we don't have that instant rapport with people. This is where flexibility in behavior actually comes in. Even though a pane of glass might be stronger in substance than a piece of perspex, it is actually quite brittle, which means that the types of conditions that it can be exposed to will mean that it becomes very vulnerable if it gets a lot of pressure. Whereas if we have a piece of perspex, it's more flexible. Because it's more flexible, and it can withstand more kinds of conditions and a lot more pressure than the glass. The more tightly you grip, or the more you try and hold on to controlling the way that the sale goes exactly the way you want it in your mind, with exactly the responses that you want from your participants or from your audience, the more challenging and the more brittle it becomes. So you become more and more like the glass, which means that if you get more pressure in that experience, you're probably going to lose all of the resources that you would normally have if you were a little bit more flexible in your approach.